Greetings and welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. As you can probably tell, my voice is becoming much clearer. Nurgle's rot is leaving me. So we're going to try and get these videos back on a regular sort of run. And today's one is just going to be a very short one, I hope. Just a little bit more of a stream of consciousness video, more than I normally do. I've got my hot chocolate, as usual, in case things start to go south. And because it's a cold night. So let's start. The idea of this particular video is discussing the Leviathan deck again. I already did one video about that several months back, but today I'm talking about playing fixed secondaries or playing tactical, the randomness, and what you think. And I'm quite happy if people disagree with me. That's all good. That's why we have these discussions. So, as you well know, you are 40k players. When you play with a Leviathan deck, you either play tactical, which means you draw random cards every round when you've completed them or ditched them, what have you, or you pick two and you, from a very select list, and you just play those in addition to your primaries. Me personally, I don't like playing fixed. I shall come to shortly why. But I think it's down to the player and how good they are and how they've built their army and whether they're going specifically for the two that they've chosen. When it comes to fixed, I find you have a small flaw. Tactical play, you've got an entire deck. We all know what's in that deck, but we can't say what's coming up or when, so you just go with the flow. If you're playing fixed, your opponent sees what you're going for. So they know that you're obviously going to go for the primaries, but they know what you're going to try and achieve through secondaries. And they can counter it. And even I, with my casual play style, can usually, I say usually, depending, as I say, on the player and what they bring to the table, can usually counter a player going fixed. And I don't normally see the more competitive players playing fixed for this reason. But I have seen some who do it really, really well. They know what they're going for. They've built the list primarily to do it. I even faced one recently in our store league, playing Admech, and he whomped me. I played my friend Robin in one of our store tournaments recently, and with his Dark Angels, if I remember correctly, it was deploy teleport homers and behind enemy lines. And although he did win that game, he won it more because of the primaries. I was able to contain his ability to score highly from the two he picked. So the question becomes, why would you play fixed? Why would you, as I say, if you build a list to go for it, fantastic. But why would you play fixed when you are giving your opponent heads-up knowledge of your plans for the game? Because generally you don't pick secondaries based on who you're playing, whatever, although you can do that. Generally, I find that players pick their secondaries when they are designing their list. This is what they're going for. This is what they're trying to achieve. I've yet to face anyone who did change their secondaries between games, and I think I would find that a little bit odd. Now, as I say, if you go the other route and play tactically, your opponent doesn't necessarily worry about what you're drawing from your deck, because it could be one of any number of cards. Pardon me. Bear with me one moment. Good old hot chocolate when talking about 40k. So nobody worries. You just get on and you play the game and you adapt. You maneuver around one another in trying to achieve these particular point-scoring cards. So my first question is, which do you play? and why. If you agree with me, that's great. Tell me why. If you disagree, tell me likewise. And tell me why. Again, I'm thinking if there is going to be any difference of opinion, and again, I always say difference of opinion is great. I think it's probably going to come from the fact that some people who are competitive have built the lists around specific secondaries. But if there's another reason why, I'm very interested to hear it. The other thing, in a few games over the last few months, I have discussed with my opponents about secondaries and going fixed or not in friendly games. My friend Joel, with his Chaos Knights, we played a friendly test match before our league game, before the league started, just to sort of try our lists out and get an idea. And I said to him, he's playing Chaos Knights. He's got, I think it's, I can never remember the name of the knights. It's not the Abominant, it's the other big one with the big nasty sort of cannon. And he fields that and loads of the little carnivore things. And I said to him, right, from a learning perspective and point of view, do I go fixed and try take it down? My league list does include a Spartan and a Ballistus, so I've got some anti-tank firepower being able to throw out. And we were discussing and then looking at the other ones I could take, and we noticed something. In the end, just for reference, we decided that tactical was actually a better play. You can have bring it down as a chosen secondary if you're going fixed. But the equivalent one, which is no prisoners, i.e. just kill units, that's not available. You can deploy teleport homers, i.e. in the middle of the table or your opponent's deployment zone. You can't take defend stronghold. And we were sitting there going, to be honest, because we don't do fixed, hadn't really thought about it. It's like, is there a reason why some of these cards you can't do? And we come to the conclusion is that Games Workshop want you to go forwards. The days of armies sitting back and just shooting are 10, 14, 15 years behind us. But it strikes me that some of these cards should be playable. And my friend Joel agreed with me. And I can't remember who else I was talking to recently, but we said the same thing. Why can you not have no prisoners? One is very good if you know you're going up against knights or other vehicles, probably one that you would pick on a game-by-game basis. But if you were playing something like Tyranids, World Eaters, maybe even Necrons, because how good they are, Orcs, why can't you have no prisoners? Realistically, it's no different than Bring It Down. Why can't you have a unit sit on your home objective and basically go, you want me to not score points? Come and take them off of me. Why can't you do that? And in these discussions, we were sort of like saying that actually we think some of it might be, tournament reasons for balance, but why can't you have these other cards? What's so strong about them that you can't take those for fixed secondaries? Other than potential tournament balance, and even then I'm not convinced, I can't see why. What do you think? Do you think, if you are someone who plays fixed, why do you think we can't take certain cards? And even if you don't, what are your thoughts? I'd be very interested to know. As I say, for me personally, I don't think I would ever play fixed. I think you give away too much of an edge. Your opponent knows what you're going for. And I like the randomness of the Leviathan deck in general for tactical. Little third one. As I said, this is a stream of consciousness. Things are bouncing around between my brain cell. In, I think it was 6th and 7th, we had the kind of precursors to the Leviathan deck. And you had army-specific card add-ons, But you bought a pack for your army, and it had all the default cards. I think 8th even did this. It's been a long day. But you bought a pack and you had all the default, but you also had about 6 cards specific to your army and how it plays. So my question for number 3 is, would you like to see that come back? And if so, let's say you could add 4 cards, let's just say 4, to the deck specifically for the army you play. What secondaries would you add? Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing your comments down below and your thoughts, agreeing, disagreeing. Go for it. Tell me what's what. And until the next one, guys, take care. Good gaming.